Hey guys, Celebs Go Dating. Are you watching it? I've been watching the latest series. I'm not going to lie to you though, I enjoyed much more so far the last series with Muggy Mike. I thought it was fantastic, even though he was a dog. And I loved, Gemma Collins as well. I thought she was fantastic. I know she was kind of like hated in the press and hated on Twitter, but in terms of being a celebrity who was engaging, who you wanted to watch, you wanted to see what she's going to do next, I thought she was great. But that was the last series. What we're talking about is this series of Celebs Go Dating, and what can we learn about dating? If you're single right now and you're struggling in love, then watch this, especially if you can't get past 1, 2, or the third date. And if you can't even get past the first date, how on earth are you ever going to get into a relationship? You know, so if you're really struggling, especially in that area, then keep on watching this video and watch Celebs Go Dating, because there's so many things that you can learn, and there's some things that I want to share with you. Just 3 key things, the 3 F's that will bring your game up to another level. Whatever level you're at right now, if something's not working for you, then we've got to up your game a little bit, all right? Something has got to change. Let's be honest about it. Something has got to change. So, Celebs Go Dating, there's lots of celebrities on there, like reality TV stars that you probably have seen before. Many, I've got to confess, never heard of. But what does that mean? Does it mean anything in today's age, really? There's so many people out there and so many celebrities. So I'm gonna pick out 3 of the guys that I would love you to learn from. So, something essential that you've got to understand, okay? That he has a type. Now that might seem obvious, but when you're in the dating game, especially when you find someone else attractive, you might forget that he's actually got a type. You might think that you can bring, you may be very successful, for example, in your business or career, and you may think, oh gosh, well, I'm going to get so many men because I'm that. No, I'm sorry. Really, what I really want you to understand, that he has a type. And there's a really great question that I think the agent Paul asked, I think it was EL, I can't remember which one celebrity he asked, but he said, what type of woman do you see yourself settling down with in the future? So, you know, he's going out, the man is going out, if he's on online dating or wherever, it doesn't really matter if he's single and he's looking for love. He's got an image, he's got a picture in his mind of who he sees as his future wife. And there's nothing you can do about that. You can't change yourself to match it. You can't try and squeeze yourself to match it. You either match what he's looking for or you don't. And I'm saying this in particular to some of you ladies, and you know who you are, who go from one connection, one date, one fleeting romance, perhaps you get into some short-term relationships. You keep on going for the same type of guys, or you keep on coming across the same stumbling blocks, or you keep on chasing unavailable men for a start. And so there's a reason why some of these guys are unavailable to you, outside of them being married, and we're not going to go down that route today, but simply because you are not his type. You may be his short-term type, because I would say there are about 2 types in the guy's mind, right? Whether he's aware of it or not, but I think he's very aware of it, right? He will either place you when he first meets you in the for now category, that you will do for now. You will do for the short term, however that length of short term is. Maybe it's just that one date. Maybe it's just that telephone call. Maybe it's just messaging. Maybe it's something a bit longer than that. Maybe. But he knows for sure that you're the for now girl, that you'll fit in for now. And then he'll have his image of his for the long term girl, the wife material. So that category, especially if you're single and you want to settle down, that's the category you want to get into. But at the same time, if you don't match it, you don't match it. And I've got so many women who come to me, they're very frustrated, and I understand why you would be frustrated. You're single and you're looking for love. You know, it makes perfect sense. But you're chasing guys who are not interested in you. They've made it clear, and I can guarantee they've made it clear in some way to you that they're not interested. They might have said that they're not looking for a serious relationship right now, that they're busy right now, they've got a lot on. He may not have even said any of those things. He may have demonstrated by his actions. For example, he doesn't really stay much in contact. I mean, I had one girl come to me recently who was, she had one date with this guy and she just thought he was amazing. She had a second date with this guy and he asked her on the second date, and she just saw him, she saw him as the one because her emotions were stirred. He ticked all her boxes. So she thought we had a great date, that things were going to progress and move forward. And she came back to me, she said, we bonded. So this is sometimes a little bit of a red flag, that I'm just going to say this right now before, so I don't forget, that I'm always careful of listening to someone's language, and I want you to be careful of your own language as well. Because even when if you're going out on dates and you use the term we, you don't know if he's thinking the same as you. It doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter the conversation. It doesn't matter about the flirting. It doesn't matter about what you want. It doesn't matter if you talked about children and marriage and all that good stuff that I know that most of you will want, certainly the long-term relationship. None of that matters, right? It's if in your mind you are thinking it's just, if it's in your mind, it's in your mind, right? But if you're assuming that's also in his mind, then that's when the problem can occur, because you don't know his experience of you on the date, even if it seems like the most perfect and fantastic date. So if you've been watching Celebs Go Dating, you would have seen a great example by Alec. Now, Alec is from New York. You would have seen him in Made in Chelsea, if you've watched that reality show. And on Celebs Go Dating, he was out with a Russian girl, gorgeous, stunning, blonde Russian girl. And just by watching it, you'd have thought they were just made for each other, because the way that the conversation seemed to flow, there seemed to be sexual chemistry. He was saying all the right things. I think he even went in for the kiss a couple of times. He made it clear he wanted to see her again. He did all of that. So in her mind, she was walking away thinking, yeah, we had a great time. And by the observer, you would have thought that too. But literally, when they filmed him next, he was like, no, I absolutely do not want to see her again. He was absolutely 100% clear that she was not the girl for him. So it goes back to, in his mind, he has an image of who his ideal girl is. If you don't match it, it doesn't make any difference how fantastic the date was. It's not going to progress anywhere. So even if, and I know this is frustrating, even if he's asked you to go out again and you don't hear from him, it's because he's probably lying on the date. You felt uncomfortable, maybe you felt nervous, maybe he's just playing a game, maybe he just wanted the attention for that moment. And you would have seen that with Callum, when they went out to, I think it was cider drinking, and it was with another beautiful girls, because they're all really beautiful, they're all stunning. And you would have thought he was into her. And she thought that too. She thought they had a great time. But when it ended, when he's on camera on his own, he wasn't interested in it, and he confessed. Well, he felt a little bit down. He wanted some attention. He wanted to see if he could get the yes. He got the yes, and then that was it for him. So really, what I want you to understand is how to play the game and how to be successful at this game of love. And I know it's disheartening when you're looking for someone and things don't seem to work out, but I really want you to understand what's going on in his mind, and to not take it personally, because if you're not his type, you're not his type. There's nothing you can do about it. But if you are his type, if he feels an emotional connection to you, like you'll see with, Eyal, for example, he's met another beautiful girl. They've gone for like a tea date, an afternoon tea date, and he just vibed with her. Whatever it was, they had the mixer, and there were so many beautiful people around, and he honed in on her again. She fulfilled some criteria for him. It may not be the long-term criteria that will be remain to be seen, but certainly he felt an excitement when he saw her. So what I want to really stress is that, if you are not his type, stop chasing the men who are not interested in you because you are not his type for the long term or whatever it is. he's seen you as not his long-term girl or his girl. And the quicker that you can face that, is the quicker that you can move on, is the quicker that you can meet someone who is the right person for you. Isn't that really what you want? Yes, it is, isn't it? You want the guy who is into you. That is what you want. Not yes. Yes, yes, yes. That's what you want. Okay? So, even with all that said, let's say you're on a date. Hopefully you can get past date 1, but otherwise you're never going to get into a relationship. I'm going to still talk about the 3 F's that I think are essential to get past and beyond a first date. So he's met you, he's seen you, he likes what he sees, but he's still got to have a good time. And you want to have a good time, right? So the 3 F's, let's start with the first one, that you're friendly. You've got to be friendly. What I mean by that is you've got to exude some kind of warmth. Remember, if he's always thinking for the long term, so if you're cold as ice, what's necessarily attractive about that? But we might bring in the example of Chloe Sims from The Only Ways Essex, and she's quite cold. I think she's quite cold, and she's been told by the agents that she's quite cold. And she's attracting guys. But I would wonder where they put her in their mind. Is she the for now girl or the long term girl? That's questionable. That's questionable. But you can never go wrong with being warmth, and that's what I mean by being friendly. It's just about being relaxed and being warm and showing the kinder sides of you, because that's endearing. It's very attractive, and who doesn't like someone who's friendly for a start? The second F is to be flirty. And some of you might feel uptight. If you feel uptight, I want you to remove the pole from your backside and stop being uptight. I know you take dating seriously, and I want you to take it seriously, but you've got to also inject some fun into it. Some fun and lightness. And the way that you do that is through flirting. It's so important to flirt, because he's got to feel a sexual attraction towards you. I mean, Nadia says, she's brilliant. It's a shame that she's not on it anymore. Well, for now anyway, during the rest of the series. But she's got some brilliant phrases like, his penis has got a tingle. And it's true. He's got to feel that. And the way that he feels that is through flirting. So don't be afraid to flirt. Play with your hair. Like they told Mutya to focus on her lips and then look at his lips and look into his eyes. I mean, even EL had some training about how to flirt. And it's important. It's important for the sexual attraction. It's important for 2 people to get together, or however many people you want to date or be with. That's up to you. But flirting is essential. You've got to loosen up. You really have to loosen up. I've just met so many women who are uptight, and I get it, right? You've been hurt. You've been burnt. Listen, everybody has. Everybody's got hurt in romance along the way. If you're over 25, I guarantee you have been burnt and disappointed and hurt by love. Everybody has. And still, you want to find love. So that means at some point you've got to put some of that stuff from your past aside. It doesn't mean you lose your intelligence, but you've got to think, okay, I'm open, I'm receptive, I want to be with someone. You've got to bring your A game. So you've got to be flirty. Now, I'm not saying you go to some of the... I've seen some extremes when I watch these dating shows. There was one... I mean, she was a gorgeous Scottish girl, and she was laughing with her breasts, and she got fantastic boobs. Great. Would I be doing that on a first date? Would I suggest you do something like that on a first date? No. This is not to say there aren't going to be guys who are going to love that. Of course they are, but you could have seen with Sam, the dancer, the dancer from Diversity, he was still kind of hurting from another girl who knocked him back, and he was very clear. He looked at the pictures of her, not my type. On the date, definitely not my type, no matter how many times she jiggled the boobs. So like what I'm saying, there's nothing you can do if you're not that person's type. However, if you are, there's still parts of your personality that you need to bring out on a date for him to want to see you again, to get beyond just the sexual attraction, to get into the emotional attraction. So we said to be friendly, okay, to be flirty, and it doesn't take that much, but it's, you know, connect through your eyes, smile. Maybe you want to go as far as mucha and lick your lips, you know, just relax about it. Enjoy being a woman, enjoy being feminine, enjoy having fun, which is my third F, which is fun. It's about bringing lightness and bringing fun to your dates. And the reason for that is, like I said, if he's got over 25 or certainly by the age of 30, he would have been burnt in his past. He would have had some disaster relationships in his past. And the last thing he's looking for someone he thinks is going to be so serious that he can never enjoy life again. Remember, he wants to settle down with one girl, with one woman for the long term. That means to the exclusion of every other beautiful, gorgeous woman out there. And that's a big deal. I know some of you may not even appreciate it, but that's actually a big deal, right? Okay. So do you think if you're with him on a first date and it's so serious, even El got told off for being so serious and to be more flirty and fun, and he pictures an image in the future, do you think that's what he's imagining for himself? Someone's like really serious? I don't think so. It doesn't mean you have to hide your personality. So I don't want you to think you have to hide your personality. No, what I'm saying is to bring your A game, bring your best self. You want to get past first date. If he finds you attractive, that's great. But we want to kind of bump it up a bit and try and create an emotional connection, because the more he's engaged in his emotions with you, the more he's likely to want to see you again. But we're not just talking about sexual, okay? There's a difference between a sexual attraction and an emotional attraction, and ideally what he is looking for is emotional attraction and sexual attraction all together. And if that's together, I will guarantee for you, he will commit, he will be in. You just take Alec, for example. He's met this beautiful girl. He's feeling it on all types of levels. He's feeling a connection and also a sexual attraction. And he's just focused on her. He didn't even want to go to the mixer where he could meet lots of other girls, beautiful girls. Who knows how far this is going to get? But what I'm saying to you, if you can't get past date one, you've really got to up your game. There is something you're doing very wrong if you have got a pattern of not getting past date one. Date two, of course, you want to go out on date two and date three and beyond. So take on some of these skills, take on some of these techniques, think back to some of your past dates, and where do you think it is that you could have done something differently? This is not to say that if you did something different, you would be with that person. I'm not saying that. And I want you to keep on learning and keep on growing, because I want you to attract and keep your Mr. Right. But if you can't get past date one, date two, date three, it's not going to happen. Okay, so I'll be back doing some more lives talking about Celebs Go Dating before it ends. I think we've just got just over one more week to go, where they've got to choose the person that they're going to take away with them. And I'll be very curious and excited to see what happens and what successes lead on from Celebs Go Dating. So thanks for watching. If you've got any questions or comments, leave them below. Love to hear from you. Ask me any question that you want. Let me know where you're at in your dating game. Let me know how I can help you. But for now, I wish you well and bye.